Hey, beautiful people. I figured it was a great time to kind of do an update since it's been a little while. Um, it's been a crazy past couple of weeks, I'm not gonna lie, with Super Drill and then teaching T-Triple-C for a week after that. So I'm like finally in this regroup mode where I feel more like a land of the living. Taking some time to rest because I wasn't really feeling too hot for a while, but feeling better now. So I took some time to really reflect and think on a few things. And I think it's always good to take some time to really ask yourself, like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on for you internally? Not moving at this like astronomically fast pace all the time because it's just not sustainable, and having a therapy session the other day where, my therapist was like, you can't keep sprinting when you're running a marathon, Kim. Like, having those talks are really important reminders for me because it's like, she has a point. Like, you can't go too fast out of a race because you're going to burn yourself out, right? And that's kind of like what has been really paramount for me these past couple of months because, repeated cycles just keep happening. If you don't have boundaries, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't establish what it is you want and why are you doing the things that you want to do. And boundaries are just for you. It's not for anybody else, right? Like, what are your wants? What are your needs? What are your desires? What do you value, right? If something is not in alignment with those values, then or if you find yourself going down this path of like, oh my God, I'm spiraling. Well, why? What's going on? Having those moments where you yield and not necessarily dead stop, but you take a pause and you're just like, something's not right here. What do I have to do to course correct? Because that's super important. So something I started to do is like read this book, right? And it is pretty awesome. It's called Notes from Your Therapist, and I'm going to read part of this page from 156. So this is, part of the end of the book. And its entitlement of this is how to take good care of yourself, because I feel like this is super important. This isn't stuff that they teach you in life, right? Like, this is all stuff that you're trying to figure out. I'm 35 and I'm just now figuring this stuff out, So it's like a constant work in progress. And, I just find this book very helpful. So let me read off some of this because I think it's super important. And hopefully you guys will take something from it like I did. Many of us have absorbed messages about being driven or productive at all times. We might have internalized a need to be perfect, selfless, or a need to focus on others. For example, I grew up, as so many people do, with the idea that slowing down to enjoy life, play, rest, daydream, or be outside, or even to meet friends, to talk and hang out were just not productive things. The very idea of not being productive at all times was so frowned upon. It was no wonder I had to sneak off into the woods or hide with a book in a closet to daydream or just do nothing. I declined then, and I decline now, the invitation to think of myself in such an economical or mechanicalistic way. That's not my measure of a human being. We don't have to pick up what others have laid down as true for us, and it's okay to live your life in a way that others don't accept or understand. You may want to work, create, take care of your relationships, help others, and many other things. But none of that can happen well if you have But none of that happens well if you don't have inner resources to draw on. And if you don't ensure that taking care of yourself is important, who will? Choosing to take care of yourself first enables you to do all the things that you want to do in life without resentment. Taking good care of yourself is the foundation on which all the other things must rest. Taking good care of yourself includes the following 5 things. Number 1, knowing yourself, your feelings, and your values. Number 2, listening to your body for when you need rest, solitude, play, or connection. Number 3, having good boundaries with your feelings, relationships, time, and energy. Number 4, being honest about who you are, your values, and what you want in life. Number 5, letting yourself need others and ask for help. One of my values is being strong and helping others, but it's not helping others if I'm actually tired, miserable, or resentful. I get to come first, even if others don't like it, and that's okay for people to not like, but still, so do you. So I feel like that was super important for me to hear, to read, to listen to out loud, you know. A lot of times we just don't take the time to reflect on those things that matter the most to us because we're so busy living. We're so busy doing this long ass to-do list that we forget the importance of just slowing down and asking ourselves, like, what matters most to us? Are we living alignment with our values? Or are we just going that we like have lost meaning of what we're doing in the first place, you know? And what I'm going to end with, because I feel like when I was, you know, really struggling the most last year, I was running away from my feelings and just like, you know, when you are in this like spiral with not necessarily negative thinking, but you're letting anxiety and depression or whatever feelings you have kind of like run the show versus you taking control and allowing yourself to feel it so that you can let it process and move through you. I wasn't allowing that, you know, so I was running away from emotions and feelings and it was starting to catch up to me, you know. And that's the thing about emotions and feelings, is that if you don't allow yourself to feel, if you don't allow yourself to grieve, to feel sad, to feel angry, to feel hurt, to feel your feels, then it will 100% drive your actions in negative ways, you know. So this quote I thought was really impactful for me. So it says, I've got to let myself feel so I know what I need, you know. That's something that, you know, is paramount for me now, because I don't shame myself for whatever it is I feel. I don't try to run away from my emotions or whatever it is going on for me internally. I allow it to be. I feel it, and then I can process it and move through it, versus allowing it to control my actions, you know? So hopefully this has been helpful for y'all. I just thought that I would do a little bit of reflection here. You know, this kind of stuff is super important to do. You know, and being in busy careers, being in a job where, you know, fire department, military, and also trying to motivate others along their own fitness journeys. Like, there's a lot of different directions I'm being pulled in, but the most important thing that I come back to is myself, right? Like, how am I filling my cup? How am I loving myself throughout this process? Am I giving myself what I need in this moment, you know? You know, and I've definitely done a lot better job at that recently, versus a few months ago. So, hopefully you guys, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will talk to y'all soon.